Hello EFD squad and welcome back to Transfer Preview, where Sam and I are looking through all the big transfers from the January window. And today we are starting in West London. Sam, what's happening?
Chelsea are in for a mystery centre-back.
Mystery.
Ooh. Apparently, we're looking to bring in a mystery £50 million centre-back from one of our rivals. And Sky Sports reporter Kaveh Sohekol, hopefully I said that right, I don't know if I did. I'm not going to do it more times because I might not get it right. Apparently, he said on Sky's transfer show that there's one player whose name has been mentioned to me. He's a central defender at a rival Premier League club. And he continued to say some of the agents involved in the deal are quite hopeful that it could happen this month. He's young, very promising, and will cost at least £50 million. I don't really know why there's not been a name or like a team involved. Maybe Chelsea are trying to do their dealings a bit different. But the speculation has been a lot recently, obviously, because we've conceded a lot of goals this month. We've conceded, not this month, this season, we've conceded 29 goals, and that's the third worst in the top 10.
Yeah, I think Arsenal and
Spurs.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of speculation who this might be. Obvious contenders are Nathan Ake, who previously played for Chelsea, but the Express claiming that it could be Soyuncu, Gomez, Diop, or Davinson Sanchez.
Ooh.
A decent bunch. Obviously, that comes from the fact that we've only kept 4 clean sheets this season. And our form is kind of weird. Like, have you seen our recent form? It's like we win, lose, draw, win, lose, draw. So we've been consistently inconsistent.
Nice.
Secondly, that means that we are definitely going to have to get rid of one of our centre-backs, and it's looking to be Andreas Christensen, who is linked with AC Milan as they have identified him as an alternative to Barcelona's Jean-Claire Todibo this month. But who would be the best option for Chelsea, Pat?
I don't know, man. I mean, like you're saying, Ake would be the easiest to get done. Like, obviously, he joined Bournemouth from Chelsea for £20 million. That was back in 2017. Before that, he spent 5 years with Chelsea, and now supposedly they do have this 40 mil buyback. And I guess you can kind of see why, because they're a bit short at left back and he can cover there. He's left-footed, which is helpful for them. He's pretty quick. He's 24, so I wouldn't expect him to take great leaps forward. This is probably what he is, but he's a good passer, 89% pass accuracy this season. Really good tackle success rate, completes 86% of the tackles he attempts, which is really, really high. But he is currently out with a hamstring injury. So
How long is he out for, do you know?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure when he went out exactly, but a hamstring is normally like 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's really severe. And if it's a short-term fix and he's not available in the short term, I don't really get it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't really understand why you'd go for him. I mean, Soyuncu, his reputation's really growing this season. 23 years old. He's missed just 90 minutes of football. 3.1 tackles and interceptions per 90. Really high aerial dual win rate, and again a really good passer. The only centre back in the Premier League who has a higher pass completion rate than Soyuncu's 90% is Otamendi, which is pretty amazing as well. But I actually think that Leicester are probably going to look to bring in a centre-back rather than let one go. They're interested in Demiral.
Yeah.
Spurs aren't going to sell Davinson Sanchez. That's not happening. Joe Gomez would be great. Not going to happen. Issa Diop would also be great, but West Ham are so thin at the back that I'm not sure they're going to let him go. I know he hasn't been playing much, but if I were Moyes coming in, I'd be like, Diop is 100% like the only defender who's going to be here in like 3 years, really. So I just don't really understand any of this stuff.
It's a bit of an odd one, because really, realistically, right now, we need someone to come in straight away. The only person that kind of looks likely, but as you said, has got a hamstring injury, is Nathan Ake. I don't want us to go into that position where we're forcing for a move just to get a centre-back in the window and say, okay, yeah, we've got a centre-back. We need someone to actually come in and fix our back line, because at the moment we're just leaking goals.
I think you'll be all right though. Like, I think, like, when you look at the chances you've conceded this season, like, you've conceded more goals than you should have, given the chances you've given up. And I've been quite critical of Kepa. But I just think, like, giving the minutes to Tomori or something is just so much more valuable. Like, Rudiger is often injured. That is a problem. But I still look at your centre backs and I think, this is fine. Like, I'd look for a left back in the long term, but like, I just think Tomori looks like he's going to be a superstar, and so I just let him play the rest of the season. I think he'll make top 4 anyway.
Yeah, I do like Tomori, and I like our centre backs, but I do think that Andreas Christensen's time is coming to an end.
Okay.
Like, in this period, Tomori's overlapped him, and he was in the team before him, type of thing. Zuma's overlapped him. Christensen, when he comes in, he doesn't really do as well as he used to. So I don't really see him staying at the club. So if we do get rid of him, then it would make sense to bring someone in. But if we bring someone in, it doesn't make sense to bring someone just to either sit on the bench. We need someone to like come in. And I want Nathan Ake back, man. I didn't want him to leave Chelsea in the first place. So yeah.
He's Dutch, so he's going to be good. Yeah. That's all it is. What about you guys, Chelsea fans? If you've got a suggestion for who Chelsea should sign at centre-back, let us know in the comments below.
Before we move on to our next transfer, here's a reminder to subscribe to EFD and hit the notification bell to keep up to date with all our latest videos. But our next transfer is Juve, as they are back in for Mario Icardi. As Calcio Mercado are claiming that Juventus have identified Mario Icardi as a potential summer signing this summer, again, as they went in for him last year. The Inter Milan striker has been in superb form this season. He's on loan, obviously, at PSG, but he scored 17 goals in 19 appearances in all competitions. And last night scored the maddest hat-trick and got one of the maddest assists that I've ever seen. I don't know if you saw it, Pato, but it was the maddest.
I haven't seen the goals.
Yeah, it was mad, and it shows that he's genuinely having so much fun in Paris. But like I said, he's a target for Juve, and the same reports are suggesting that Real Madrid are also monitoring his situation after they've been impressed by the 8-capped Argentine's form at the Parc des Princes. And his wife's agent has hinted that another move could be in the offing, as she has come out and said it's his decision. Nothing is certain yet, we'll see. As she continued saying, certainly me traveling between Paris, Milan and Rome is easier to say than to do, but I'm able to. He's doing well in France and I'm very happy about it. Plus, we've met many friends, so we'll see. I don't know what her relationship has to do with any of this.
What is she on about?
But, if she's happy, then surely...
Does she think Juve are in Rome?
This
is worrying. I don't think this is going to happen.
I don't know. But do you think that he will fit in at Juve squad?
I mean, I guess. I don't know why PSG would let him go. Like, he's having an amazing season. Like, last year he got, I think it was 11 goals in 29 appearances. In the 2 years before that, he was involved in 53 and 68. And this year, he's kind of back to that form. I think he's got 9 goals, 2 assists in something like 800 league minutes so far. No, 700 league minutes, which is absolutely ridiculous. That's a goal contribution every 67 minutes. He's got 5 goals in 6 in the Champions League. He's played in 19 matches this year, and he's only failed to score in 6 of them. And despite all that, he actually hasn't had to play all that much either. He's not really having to do the hard yards. He's been rotated quite a bit. I think he's only completed the full 90 minutes 6 times this season. And I'm not sure he'll mind that too much if it means that he finishes the year with a domestic title, a really good shot at going deep in the Champions League, getting to play with Neymar and Mbappe. Like, what more could he want? And he's clearly ahead of Cavani in the pecking order now. It looks like Cavani's going to be on his way out. At Juve, I could understand it. I guess like Ronaldo's pretty old, having his first kind of down season pretty much since he was a teenager. And Higuain, while Higuain actually looks a lot better at Juve this year than he did at Chelsea last season. His expected goals and assists per 90 gone to 0.8, up from 0.66. He is obviously pretty old as well. So it would make sense to go for somebody like Icardi, given that Higuain is now 32. Sarri probably needs to make that squad a bit younger, because I've got a list here of his younger players. Bentancur, Bernardeschi, Rabiot, Demiral, Chan and Rugani. None of those have played over 800 league minutes. So he's still relying on the old guys. So I can understand why he'd be interested, but PSG can make this permanent for not that much money in the summer. He's been amazing. I don't know why they'd do anything else. I think he's going to stay.
The only thing is that obviously, like, it's common knowledge that the French league isn't as competitive as especially the Italian league. And him seeing how well Milan are doing, that might be a trigger for him to be like, you know what, I'm going to come back, go to Juve and win it for them and show you why you should have kept me, kind of thing. So I don't know.
I guess maybe.
It kind of makes sense. But what do you guys think? Do you think that he's a fit at Parc des Princes or he should go to Juve? Let us know in the comments below. The next transfer we're going to be talking about is Gigi Wijnaldum to leave Liverpool. I know it sounds strange, but according to David Ornstein, Gigi Wijnaldum could be on his way out of Anfield at the end of the season. The 29-year-old has just got 18 months left on his contract and has 3 options in front of him. It's either he signs a new contract, runs it down and leaves on a free, or he forces his way out in the summer. It doesn't really make as much sense because this season he's literally played 19 of Liverpool's 20 league matches and he's appeared in all of their UCL games. And obviously since coming from Newcastle for £25 million in 2016, he's won the Champions League and it looks like he's pretty much going to win the Premier League this season. So I don't really know about this one.
I also don't really see like what value he'd have to another club. Like, don't get me wrong, like Wijnaldum's quite intelligent. Like, he's played as an attacking midfielder both in the Netherlands and for the Netherlands. Like, and he plays a bit deeper than that for Liverpool. He's played as a 6 before. I think he's covered right back as well, but he's not actually particularly great at anything. Like, I mean, you do sometimes see lists of like the 20, 30 best players in the world, and people are putting like Liverpool's midfielders in there, and it seems to me like Liverpool's midfield is like the least impressive part of their squad. He's got this reputation for goal scoring. He's got 3 this season. He got 5 last year. And when you look at his numbers, he's got 0.3 key passes a game. Not great. The best mark of his career is like 1.3. 1.1 dribbles and fails with more dribbles than he succeeds with. Don't really see the fuss there. Makes 2 tackles and interceptions a match. That's like a kind of average centre forward, not like a midfielder. Makes fewer passes than everybody in the squad except the front 3 and Alisson. So I don't really see where he's going to have value anywhere except Liverpool. Like, I think at Liverpool, he knows the system. He's going to do what Klopp wants of him, and Klopp's going to give him tons of minutes. If he goes to somewhere else, if he runs down his contract and tries to go somewhere else, I think he runs the risk of going to, like, I don't know, a Roma or something, because they'll give him some decent wages and a long contract. And I think we'll just see that he's like quite mediocre outside of Klopp's system.
That's the thing. I do like Gigi, but like you said, he's a system player, and Klopp is getting the best out of him. I can't really see him going anywhere else in maybe the top 6 sides and starting ahead of anyone or any of the top clubs around Europe and starting. So if I was him, I would run it down, see if Klopp still wants you, because, you know, if you've got a system that works for you, you should just stick with it. And he is not that, okay, he is old, he's 29. So he's got a few more years left in him. So I think he should stay at Liverpool.
Yeah, I agree. Like, stay there, win some titles. Everyone loves you and thinks you're amazing. Just let them ride with that belief until it's time to retire.
Yeah, literally. So our final transfer is a fan pick, and it came in from Sean 50 McKenzie, and it is Lookman to Newcastle. Sky Sports News claims that Newcastle are keen to bring in RB Leipzig's Lookman after the club wants to loan him with an option to make it permanent in the summer. Lookman only joined Daibulin in a 16.2 million 5-year deal in July, but has only been limited to 200 minutes of league and UCL action. This obviously came off the back of the 17-18 season, where he was on loan and recorded 5 goals and 3 assists in 11 Bundesliga games. But since then, they brought in Matheus Cunha and Nkunku, meaning that the competition in the forward areas is already strong. And they've already got Werner, Poulsen, Sabitzer and Forsberg, and sit top of the league. So it's going to be a struggle for him to get involved.
Yeah, I think he's 21st in the squad for minutes at the moment. So
that's mad.
He's not really going to play that much, and he's 22, so he's young enough to take a gamble on, but he's not so young that he can afford to just sit on the bench, right? I think he'd be a really good low-risk option for a club like Newcastle. 21 league appearances for Everton last year. He did only make 3 starts, but 1.8 shots a game, 1.5 key passes, 3.4 dribbles, 0.5 expected goals and assists per 90. That's all really, really good for a young player. And at Newcastle right now, you're seeing basically 3 guys handle everything. Like, Saint-Maximin is doing everything he can on the wing. Almiron is a really good support runner. And then Joel Linton is just so isolated. They could really do with just having another threat. And he's a guy who can kind of create something a bit out of nothing. Like, the Magpies really need that extra creativity, because only Crystal Palace take fewer shots than them right now. They only manage 10 a game. And only Watford, and I think Palace as well, actually, have scored fewer goals than their 20 in the league. Like, that's really, really poor. So if I could get him for a knockdown price, you know, less than Leipzig paid for him in the summer, I 100% do it. Because also he's homegrown. And I really like Lookman. So yeah, I think that this would be a great move for Newcastle, and they seriously could do with beefing up that squad.
So that was transfer preview for this week. If you think we've missed out any transfers, or you have any suggestions of where people should go or where they will end up, let us know in the comments below. And as always, people, like and subscribe. See you later.